Joined now by Anthony Richardson, the quarterback of the Indianapolis Colts, the rookie quarterback of the Indianapolis Colts. And Anthony, I'm sorry I wasn't able to join you in person, but thanks so much for making some time for me in the midst of training camp. Give me a quick rundown how training camp has gone so far and what your early life as an NFL player has been like.
It's definitely an experience so far. Just adjusting to the speed of the game, the different players, the different play calls, just being out there with NFL veterans. It feels a little different. But life's been pretty smooth for me. Just staying in the playbook and just understanding that now I'm a rookie NFL quarterback.
To read about your life is really very interesting because I forget where I read this exactly, but you made a point at one time that you didn't have a regular NFL quarterback's life the way many of them have had. And it doesn't have to do with the fact that you didn't play as much in college as a lot of quarterbacks did. It had to do with the fact that you had a lot of responsibilities as a kid. You helped raise, obviously, your younger brother when you were in Florida, and you didn't have a lot of time or resources to go to all of these camps all around the country that so many quarterbacks go to, maybe two or three every year. So tell me, how did you make up for not having the background and maybe the benefits that a lot of young quarterbacks in the NFL have had?
Honestly, it's a little different for me, because God has blessed me with, different abilities than most of the other quarterbacks. I have a strong arm. I'm physically gifted. I'm powerful. I'm fast. So that plays a huge part of it. But just working hard. I didn't even know about camps growing up. I just thought, okay, I can throw the ball far, so I'll be a good quarterback. And then I started seeing other guys, their accuracy, the way they were throwing the ball. I'm like, okay, I need to work on my game. So just each year, just trying to maintain growth and just continue growing and working to be a better quarterback. And I'm still doing that daily because I know I'm not the most polished quarterback, but I plan on, just upping my game to that level so I can be one of the most polished quarterbacks and one of the best.
One of the things that I read about you when I was preparing to talk to you was when you wrote something for the Players Tribune about yourself, kind of an open letter to NFL GMs when you didn't know at the time who was going to draft you,
All right.
and you just wanted to give them a message about yourself. And I'm going to read something that I want you to respond to. You wrote, football kind of raised me. I learned every life lesson through playing this game. Being a part of football teams gave me a chance to look up to people and find mentors because my dad wasn't always there. I learned so much from my high school coaches, honestly, even my middle school and little league coaches. They didn't just teach me the game, they taught me the importance of school, of giving my best effort every time, of connecting with people. That gave football a bigger purpose to me. It was bigger than a sport. It's always been a part of who I am. So that really kind of explains your life, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Like you just read, growing up, football is pretty much the main thing I have besides my family. My mom, she always preached, education and treating people right. But, football also veered me onto a certain path and showed me that, interacting with certain people, whether it's recruiting or just walking through the hallway with a football jersey on, you're talking to the custodians. So just treating people right, education, just even getting punished for doing certain things the wrong way. It just taught me a lot of life lessons, and I'm definitely grateful that I get to play this game.
So you're playing at Florida. You have one full season of starting, and which was the 22 season last year at Florida. In college, you only threw 393 passes. And you look around and you see other quarterbacks who might have played 2 or 3 years, 2 or 3 full seasons. Did you consider that to be a disadvantage for yourself? I mean, only playing full time for 1 year?
Honestly, no, I didn't consider that a disadvantage, because um, pretty much all of us been playing football since we were like 3, 4, 5 years old. So we've all been playing ball for a long time. And football is only going to be football, and people are going to get better. People are going to get smarter. People are going to get faster. So it's just a matter of learning how to adjust with the game instead of letting the game out adjust you. So I always just consider the fact that football is going to be football, and if I mess up, then hey, I mess up. I just got to do better the next year because I plan on playing football for a long time. So I always knew I had more time to get better.
Anthony, talk to me a little bit about what you have done, maybe what Shane Steichen has done, your coaches have done to work on, you have to be a more accurate passer than you were in college. Tell me how, I think your 22 season, you completed 53%. Tell me what you think you can do and what you are doing to be a more accurate passer.
Just fine tuning the details, working on my footwork, understanding the depth of the routes, understanding what we're trying to do to the certain defensive coverage, different defensive schemes. So just understanding a lot of things and mastering the details, because I know I can throw the ball, I know I can deliver it on target. It's just a matter of when it's getting rough and I have guys that's 315 pounds trying to tackle me, just a matter of trusting my instinct and just delivering the ball and mastering the details.
There's a lot that's been said about the difference between college football and pro football. But you, in playing in the SEC, you're playing in a league that is about as close to the NFL as you can get. What have you noticed so far early on that is the biggest difference between what you did in college and what you're trying to do now and who you're playing against now?
Honestly, I've noticed a lot. It's just so many things that I can point out. For one, like I talked about earlier, was the speed. It's not only the DBs and the linebackers that's fast. You got the DNs and the nose tackles. They're also fast. So just running around, trying to get around certain people and trying to fit the ball through certain windows, that's a little different. And also understanding that everybody has knowledge about football. Everybody's on this level for a reason. And just being out there and you see guys shifting the line this way, you're like, okay, watch this, watch this. I'm like, okay, everybody's smart. So I gotta, fine tune myself and just try to master more things.
What's it like for you, and what's it been like for you so far to know that whether it be game one of the season or at some point fairly soon, one of 32 NFL franchises is going to hand the football to you and say, you're our guy. We had Peyton Manning here. We had Andrew Luck here. We've had some great, great quarterbacks. You're the next one. What is that to you? Does that feel like pressure to you, or does it feel like just an opportunity?
Honestly, it feels like love, because if they didn't trust me or respect me or believe in me, they wouldn't, throw me out there whenever the time does come. So, I'm definitely appreciative. I'm just waiting for the moment to be out there and just trying to, root for my team, push my team, and just pull us to, a whole bunch of victories.
I'm going to end by asking you a question about what you have learned about playing the quarterback position over the last couple of years. So you had good experience at a very high level of college football. Now you're in the NFL. Tell me, what have you learned about what's really important to be good as a quarterback?
I can pretty much write a book about what I've learned. Just watching, the greats, watching Tom Brady, watching what Cam did while he was in the league, watching Pat Mahomes, watching Joe Burrow, just watching each of those guys and just seeing what they do differently and how they approach the game. That's one thing, just your approach and how you're gonna, try to make yourself better, make your team better, and put ourselves in the right position to get victories. That's one. And then also just being a leader, that's another thing because, by default, the position I play, I'm pretty much named the leader on the team. Everybody looks for me. and looks at me whenever things are going good or going bad. So that's another thing. And then just understanding that there's going to be ups and downs. I got to stay level headed. I can't, get too low on myself or get too high on myself because, like we're talking about, we're playing against, pros now. And, they're just as good or if not better than me. And I got to understand that, they're going to make plays and I'm going to make plays. So just keep a level head and a cool head.
I'll tell you one thing that I've learned about a bunch of the young quarterbacks, and that is a guy like Patrick Mahomes. He's going to succeed or he'll die trying. And a guy like Jalen Hurts, the coach of the Eagles, Nick Sirianni, was telling me that last year before they played Jacksonville, it was 9:00 on a Tuesday night, players' day off. And Jalen Hurts had been there the whole day. And he wanted to know what was in the game plan. He was starting his work early. And Sirianni looks up at the clock and it's 9:00. And so Jalen Hurts has been in the building until 9:00 on his day off. And he goes, I remember Nick Sirianni just said he won't be denied. And when I asked Hurts about it, he goes, I don't consider that different or surprising. It's what I have to do. And I'm impressed when you see that level of dedication to your craft, because look, if Jalen Hurts is doing it and you're playing the Philadelphia Eagles, you kind of know what's expected, and if Mahomes won't be denied, you kind of know what's expected. I think you have a lot of really good sort of models, to use as, guys who, in some off time you're able to look at and maybe study a little bit. Do you do that?
Oh, definitely. I even try to reach out and get information from those guys, because, the NFL, and not even just the NFL, but the football world, a lot of people know a lot of people and there's connections everywhere. So, just trying to connect with different people and just pick their brains because they've been through it. And, I'm trying to, be the best and get as much information as I can.
Anthony Richardson, good luck this year. It's a pleasure talking to you. Wish you all the best.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.